It was I think it was quite a different time because in the late 70s, early 80s, you could release independent singles, which we did. And the drinking age on most college campuses was 18. So you could go from town to town and play college bars and sort of get by. I mean, and by get by, I mean get by. We moved to New York, again, 6 of us living in a 1-bedroom apartment. We paid ourselves $50 a week. The band paid for the rent and the parking space for our van, and we would tour the country. And we did this for a few years, and got by and had an incredible time, and saw a great deal of the United States. As I like to say, we saw the worst part of every town in America because that's where the bar is, and it was a great way to get exposed to, what, and each, as you know, and each experience we have informs the next. And I came to have a real fascination for just people and their dreams, which led me to write my first book, Waiting, which was about waiters and waitresses in oral history, and lead to some of the work I did later. But
let me just hop in there, because I think what you're touching on is something that is really important. This idea that everything can lead to the next thing. And what you said, and or I guess maybe I labeled a calling, from a music side, this thing that you have at 7 years old. It feels like it's absolutely, a real calling. It's something in you. It's around your family. You want to do it, right? So much so that when your dad tells you don't want to be disappointed, you say, "I'm going anyway," right? And yet, it ends up not actually being the calling, right? But it was really, really important to get you to the next thing. And so in kind of a mystical way, and I kind of believe it's actually not that. My belief is like it is actually a part of a design, a grand design, right? That we don't always understand. It really was a calling. It just wasn't the calling or the final calling, and that seems to be kind of what happened for you. And I think what's happened for me, and kind of how it goes if you're open to it.
I think you're hitting on something very interesting, which is I think it is a calling. I just don't think it was shaped in the way I thought it would be shaped.
Right.
I pursued music. I made records. I got a record deal. The record didn't sell. I started writing other things. I got a book deal. Book did okay. And when you look from the perspective of where we are today, it's possible to string these things all together in a straight line. But as you're having the experience, as you're walking through life, it can very often feel like you're going down blind alleys. And all I knew was that I wanted to write and that I wanted to find a way to make a living doing it.